What's going on, everybody? I'm Primalliquid and welcome to my guide for Atelier Ryza 2. Now in this video I'm going to be showing you guys how to make one of the two best accessories in the game and to make a perfect one with max stats at that. And of course the accessory I am talking about is going to be the Elixir ring. Now much like Atelier Ryza 1 however, when it comes to actually making items, you want to start off on the lowest item possible in the chain, simply due to the fact every time we change recipes we will gain extra quantity, which is going to come in handy for stat maxing later. Aside from that, you also want to use a celestial essence, and the reason for that is every time we change recipes, as I just mentioned, we're actually going to get even more quantity. In this case it's going to be one extra quantity per recipe change. So, on to polishing powder first of all, which is going to be our first step in creating the elixir ring. Now for the first ash and sand, it doesn't really matter what we put there. For the second sand however, I'm going to be using an ancient philosopher's stone, which has 2 of the 3 traits on which I want. Now ideally you would have all 3 traits on this philosopher's stone, but I was using this one for other items as well, and so I only have 2 of them. So for now, we're just going to put that in there because it has the sand effect, and then we can move on to the recipe change, which requires a shell pearl. Okay, so now we are on to the pearl crystal. Now right here, we can either use a sand, a shell pearl, or a gemstone. We're obviously going to use a gemstone. We're going to be using the crystal element with the add gemstone effect because of the effect spread free. And because of that, it opens all the way up for us to go over here for the recipe, which requires an amber crystal. So let's go ahead and pop that in there. Okay, now that we are on the amberlite, what we need to do now is we need to move up here to the spironite. So for this, I'm actually going to use a beehive, and we're going to use the honey ball item with effect spread. You can get this with effect spread from the farming seeds, which you can plant in the main city area. Because of the effect spread though, we can move straight on to the recipe change, saving quantity by not having to place anything there. So let's go ahead and place the mana eater branch in there, and we are now on to spironite. Now, while we are here on spironite, what we need to do is we basically need to move up here for the holy arbor crystal. And in order to do that, what we're going to do is this puny ball here, I'm actually just going to go ahead and use an ancient philosopher's stone. And because of that, it opens all the way up to the holy arbor crystal for us. So let's go ahead and place that in there. Okay, so now we've managed to move on around a bit, and now that we are on the Saint's Diamond phase, we're actually just going to go up to this gas one here, and again we're going to use a crystal element, this time with a different effect, which is add gases, along with effect spread free. Because by placing that there, it allows us to move all the way over to the recipe change, which requires a rainbow gemstone, which in turn will take us on to the Archean seal. Okay, now at this point we have a few things that we need to add. Right here, I'm going to be using a rainbow gemstone with the effect spread value. And because of that, it will allow me to move down to this neutralizer slot here. So the reason why I use the gemstone there is because even if I was to use an elixir, well, an ancient philosopher's stone here, for example, it would not allow me to get all the way up to this recipe change. And so what I do is I come down here for this one just to save on item usages. Now, this is also going to be the point where I gain some more of my actual traits. Obviously, I already have Speed Charge ++ and Regal Air, so now it's time to get the last one, which is going to be my Defense and Speed Charge. Oh, that didn't open. Okay, you know what? We'll get that one in the next phase. Instead, let's go ahead and just pop that one. Nope. Which elixir was it? It's one of these elixirs. It's one of them. I need a water, that one. Yeah, there we go. There we go. I knew it. And that one should have my defense. No, that was the wrong trait. Oh, that's right. We can get the final trait in the next stage anyway. we're going to go ahead and pop an Elixir here, which takes us on to the final stage. Now, this is where things get interesting. Oh wait, no, actually, I do need to go back. I can't get my last trait here. Okay, we're just going to have to dump our Elixir here for the defense and speed change. We are going to lose one quantity. Ideally, you would have them all on the same Elixir, but, you know, it's not the end of the world. We just lose a tiny, tiny little bit of stat. So don't do what I do. Make sure all your traits are on the same Elixir. Anyway, we are now on to the Elixir ring itself, and this is where things get interesting. So straight off the bat, we're going to use an Arcane Seal here with the effect spread value, because this opens pretty much, well, it opens the entire left side up, but we're not going to be doing anything at all on this left side for now. Instead, we're going to come over here, which has the general goods section, and again, we're going to actually use an effect spread item. Doesn't really matter what you use here. I'm just going to use a taboo drop just because we're also going to place an Arcane Cell there. And the reason for that is we need to get the effects added, basically. Now, if you look at the left-hand side, we have effects 1, 2, 3, and 4. 3 and 4, honestly, are not that amazing. Effect 1, however, is increases core item power and critical rate. A very, very nice effect because the increase in item damage is rather large. As for effect 2, it reduces core item wait time and increases AP when used. These two effects alone are very, very good. So we're going to be boosting both of these, one with a fire essence and the second with a wind essence. Okay, so now that we've got these changed, we're actually not going to do anything with that for now. Instead, we're going to be maxing them out later in item rebuild. And the reason for that is very, very simple. We have 36 quantity left, as you can see at the very bottom. We're going to be using all of that quantity now to raise our attack. And to do that, we're actually going to go ahead and just dump in a whole bunch of Grand Organ items. Basically, every single organ here, well, every single ingot has been maxed out. So I will gain 7 in all stats. However, I will also gain an additional 7 attack and speed. Because when I was making these, I also essence boosted these stats as well. Oh, I was 3 short. Damn! Okay, so I'm going to have a little bit less stats than a perfect one, but it's alright. We're only going to be missing 3 stats, basically. Ideally, though, you would not be as silly as me, and you would come in with enough Grand Organs. It's alright, though. I'm only missing 3 stats. Anyway, we're just going to dump all of them into any of the ingot spots, and there we go. As you can see, Elixir Ring, 249 health, 508 attack, 259 defense and 441 speed. However, it is nowhere near complete. So for the traits, we're going to be using Speed Charge ++, Defense and Speed Charge, and last but not least, Regal Air. The reason we're using Regal Air is because it increases attack, defense and speed, and it's one of the best traits for accessories in terms of stat upgrades. So we're going to go ahead and make that now. However, we are still not done. We still have quite a few things left to do. First of all, we are going to rebuild one of these rings because we need to, we basically just need to finish off maxing everything out. So we're going to go ahead and do that, especially these effects right here, which I'm just going to get with one last Arcane Cell. Okay, so the Elixir Ring itself is now complete. In a sense, we still have one more thing left to do for it, and that is going to be rebuilding it at Dennis's workshop. And the reason for that is simple. We're just going to gain some more stats for it. Because the Elixir Ring already has effects, though, we can't actually gain any more on that. So obviously it's already got the 4 main effects: Family Secret, Unbeatable Strategy, Speed 20 and Enhanced Stun. We can't gain any more effects, so unfortunately we are going to lose a little bit from that. However, what we can gain is stats. Now, the stats you choose are entirely up to you. You can have health, attack, defense or speed. Now, this is 100% entirely up to you for what you want. Now, me personally, I already have my weapon, my armor, and my other accessory focused in different stats. So for this one, I'm actually going to focus this in speed, simply due to the fact you can't really focus an accessory in attack, and at this point my defense is already more than high enough, so I'm going to use 3 spirit bottles, and the reason for that is it gives me an extra 66 speed and an extra 42 defense, along with a tiny little bit of attack. And now we're going to choose one last set of traits, and there we go guys. Our Elixir ring is now 100% complete. We have 249 health, 529 attack, 336 defense, and 597 speed. So all that's left now is to go ahead and duplicate this ring 6 times so that you have one for every single character. And as you can see, this one I just made is a tiny little bit better. That's because my old one, basically I didn't actually do any of the Dennis Workshop stuff on it, so it was a little bit lower statted. Well yeah guys, that is how you make a technically semi-perfect Elixir ring, because I did miss a few organs. It's only 3 stats away from being perfect though. Still though, I hope you guys have enjoyed this video, and I hope it's helped. If it has, then please be sure to hit that like button and leave a comment down below. And of course, if you are new to the channel, then make sure you hit that subscribe button as well for even more Atelier Ryza guides. Still though guys, thanks for watching, and I will see you soon.